Hi, Corey Trapp here from Gunsite Academy. I'm the range master for the precision rifle classes, and I'm here to talk to you about the equipment necessary for the PR7 class. PR7, unlike a lot of the other classes here, has some fairly stringent requirements when it comes to equipment. So let's get started. Looking at the rifle needs to be a precision system capable of 1 minute of accuracy or better. That is to say, it needs to be able to shoot 1-inch groups or less at 100 yards. It'll need to be equipped with a telescopic sight that has finger adjustable knobs, either minute of angle, or bullet drop compensating, and ideally a calibrated reticle, something with hash marks or dots, that matches the knob configuration. If you have mil adjustments in the knob, you'll want to have a mil-based reticle. If you have minute of angle-based knobs, you'll want to have a minute of angle-based reticle. In an ideal world, something in the zoom ratio of a low end of 4 to a high end of 20 to 25 power will work best. Scopes with higher magnification than 25 are not often usable out here due to mirage, and anything with a higher base magnification than say 4 or 5 will make shooting on the moving targets that much more difficult. You'll need to have a bipod affixed to the gun, whether it be something like the Atlas bipod or the ever popular Harris bipods. If you go with the Harris, I suggest the notched leg version to give you more precise elevation control. And I strongly suggest buying one of the pod locks to lock the swivel motion on this. Otherwise it kind of flops around on the bipod like a fish on a boat. You'll need a sling. Mostly for carrying the rifle around, but if it's a shooting style loop sling, we will use that during the positional exercises. The caliber of the rifle, ideally we'd like you to bring a .308 rifle. The .308 is less forgiving on your wind calls and on your range estimation than a lot of the faster, more popular PRS cartridges like the 6.5s and the 6mm. And it'll make you a better shooter if you start with something that is less forgiving of error. If you shoot something that's 3,000 feet per second with a super high BC, it gives you so much margin that it's actually harder for you to learn the skills. Magnum calibers are prohibited mainly because of the damage they do to the steel. So no short action magnums, no 300 Win Mag, anything like that. 30-06 and smaller. All right, to carry the rifle around, you're going to want to have something like one of these folding pack mats. You want something between you and the ground most of the time. So if you're going to have a mat at all, it pays to have one that folds up around the rifle. So the handles let you carry it around, set it on the ground, and have everything you need to shoot, your rifle, ammo, sandbag, etc., in one neat little package so you're not fumbling for things while you're on the firing line. One of the other things you'll need with the rifle is some kind of rear support. Various sandbags available. It's nice if it has multiple size options. You can lay it on its side, you can stand it up, you can cant it, squeeze it, and it's nice if it has some kind of a strap where you can actually attach it to the rifle as necessary. You'll need a field notebook. You need to be able to take notes in the field to get all your drops and data saved so that you can analyze it later. With the field notebook, you'll need a mil.master for the range finding problems. The Mil.Master works with both minute and mil reticles and is an indispensable tool for the precision shooter. In the field notebook, you'll find it helpful if you have a bit of whiteboard material where you can use a dry erase marker to then make range cards and hold under charts in the field and then quickly erase it and update it as necessary. For the night shoot, it's nice to have some sort of small pen light or a small headlamp so that you can see your knobs for adjusting dope and you can read your note card for dealing with holdovers and hold-unders. As far as additional optics, we work the class as a shooter-spotter team. The spotter drives the engagement. They are primarily responsible for locating the targets and then ranging them and giving the information to the shooter. To that end, you will need a spotting scope on each team. That team's spotting scope should have a reticle in it that has the same kind of graduations as the rifle scopes. So if you have mil-based rifle scopes, you want a mil-based spotter. If you have minute-based rifle scopes, you want a spotter with a minute-based reticle. That reticle then allows you to not only range find, but it allows you to give corrections to the shooter for wind holes and elevation holes. The spotting scope needs to be mounted to a tripod, and it needs to be a tripod that is solid enough to hold it in windy conditions and easy enough for the spotter to adjust onto target. We definitely prefer straight-bodied spotting scopes for getting it aligned with the target. The loopholed 12 to 40 with TMR reticle is actually available for rent, kind of our recommended spotting scope. And of the tripods available, the Manfrotto carbon fibers or the Fisol carbon fibers, along with a gear head for adjusting the scope onto target, really nice to have. In fact, this is more or less what the rental system looks like, a Manfrotto tripod with gear head and loophole spotting scope. Additionally, it's nice for the spotter observer to have a decent pair of binoculars. A small field set, these are 10 power, something in the 8 to 10 power range, is helpful for locating targets and doing the observation exercises. Ammo, ideally, these folding type ammo pouches are going to be much better for you in the field than the big MTM plastic boxes. Carrying those around the field is rather a chore. These fold up and they can be tucked into the ruck or into the folding mat and will make life ever so much easier for you. All of this needs to be carried around with you. Your car won't be where we are very often. You will have to carry all of this and still have one hand free. So to that end, you'll need some kind of rucksack to attach or pack all of this equipment in so that you can wear the pack and then carry the rifle in your other hand and be more or less self-contained. Well, that pretty much does it for the equipment you're going to need for PR7. If you have any questions on equipment, please feel free to contact the office. They'll put you in contact directly with one of the staff for this class, and we're happy to help you pick out equipment or tell you that this is going to work well or this is something you should stay away from. We haven't had good experience with it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you here at a class at Gunsite soon.